All right, let's take you back now to Uppington in the Northern Cape, where President Cyril Ramaphosa and several cabinet ministers were attending an Imbizo, of course, presidential Imbizo at the Mxolisi Dixie Jacob Stadium in Uppington, speaking to various residences. Canny Maphanga joins us now just for a wrap of what transpired today. Of course, Canny Maphanga, a lot of things were said this afternoon and parts of the morning to the president and some of the ministers, particularly as it relates to unemployment. Talk us through just some of the grievances, that community members, revealed to the president and cabinet ministers, and also the undertaking that was made by the president.
Well, good afternoon to you, Inati, and the viewers at home. Yes, it was clear today that the issues in the Uppington area, or Northern Cape as a whole, go far beyond service delivery issues. Of course, when they began this presidential Imbizo, we heard about issues pertaining to water, sanitation, and housing. But I think residents took this opportunity to speak to national government on issues that they have been, or their local government rather, have failed them in. We saw several submissions from the land issue coming up, from another young woman who said that she didn't have an ID to identify herself and get a job, from small businesses saying that they're not thriving in the Northern Cape, that businesses are being given to other foreign enterprises, down to someone who was looking at the ANC with government officials being there looking for their parents who went to exile, as well as down to activists saying that they want a chance to lead. So today was all about speaking to the president as well as national government about getting opportunities to thrive and better their quality of life here in the Northern Cape. You can see that residents believe in this province, they believe in its potential, and they just want to see government play their part, or rather they want that political will in order for them to succeed in this province. Of course, plenty of people wanted to voice their opinions. There were scores of residents that showed up today, but I think it was about 30 to 55 people that were able to speak and voice their opinions to the president from various different districts, that spoke on these various issues. Now to zoom in more into the Northern Cape issue, as I've stated in Nati, the government does listen to these issues, saying that they do hear the residents, but of course these long-standing issues, it will take some time before government can look at them. But to focus more on the Northern Cape as well as some of the implementations that have been made, I'm going to toss it over to my colleague, Mr. Reginald Witboer, who's been following these areas within the ZF district quite closely. Over to you, Reginald.
Thank you, Canny. Yes, pertinent issues that residents here in the Uppington area raised to the president, and they were saying that high unemployment is a huge concern in the area. We know that the Northern Cape is very rich in minerals, agriculture, renewable energy, but when it comes to job employment, it's a failing state because there's no developments. Huge mining companies come to the area, extract minerals, leave the town, as is no development, no job opportunities. We also heard it from people with disabilities that they are also at the receiving end because they are also being sidelined by the ZF Magau district municipality and also the David Kruiper municipality. Also another issue, and which was also very high on the agenda, is that issue of the bucket system that people are still living in, not only in Ward 6 and 13 in Uppington, but also other areas in the province. And earlier on this morning when we spoke to Mr. Bentley Faz, who is the MEC of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs, he made it clear that municipalities need to man up and they need to take responsibility for their failing states. Many municipalities still owing Eskom millions of rands in outstanding debt, and that also affect service delivery in this province. So it went from issues, high unemployment, service delivery issues, not being able to get jobs, and also health services, a critical role, saying that ambulances are unable to attend to patients when it's needed to, and also saying that police are also failing them when they are going to open cases. And also another critical issue, and an issue issue that we really focused on as the SABC in this province is that issue of drugs in the Uppington area, because people are saying that the illegal owners are in this area, and they are selling drugs, using their houses, using their children, and that's also where the high crime rate comes in this area. But they say they hope it's not going to be another talk shop, because we know that this is the 5th presidential Imbizo. These issues will probably be still on the agenda at the 6th presidential Imbizo, but these are issues that we've heard and seen before, and we know that government know what they are supposed to do. So why the assurance, we don't know, but people here are saying that they really hope and pray that something is going to be done for the government to listen to them, and for the president to hold those ministers in their various departments to account.
All right, there. Thank you so much. Of course, our reporters, Canny Maphanga and Reginald Woodboy, coming to us live there from Uppington. Thank you so much to you both. Of course, that's where President Cyril Ramaphosa, together with cabinet ministers and some mayors, went to Uppington, of course, on the Northern Cape presidential Imbizo. They were stationed at the Mxolisi Dixie Jacob Stadium in Uppington. Of course, some concerns from residents saying that they wish that these sessions are not just talk shops, and that they actually want the main issues to be resolved. Some of those pertinent issues coming there from the residents are the indignity of still having the bucket system. Of course, in the main, some of the complaints are around service delivery issues. Of course, unemployment again coming out. So these, presidential Imbizos have been going on for some time. Of course, we've seen the president and the ministers traveling to several provinces. So the question now, of course, remains what will come of the problems that have been, raised by some of those residents, particularly as it speaks to lack of housing, of course, the ongoing crisis of energy. And for many saying that they are desperate, and these are desperate times, and they basically have no jobs to address some of these living conditions. We'll continue to bring you, some of those reports coming out from Uppington as the day progresses.